Hi everyone, very warm welcome. My name is Kinga. I write blogs, books and stories. If you're here for the first time, a very warm welcome to the Soulful Stories Podcast. I love writing stories that are inspirational, and I hope that through reading or listening through them, you'll find a spark in your thoughts, one that inspires you to perhaps make different choices, rethink your life, or simply reconsider how things are going. I hope these stories are reflective and, above all, inspire you. Today, I'm sharing with you a story about two souls. I'm deeply fascinated by the subjects of intuition and creativity, which is why I wrote this story. It is a tale about two souls who came to Earth, both very different from one another, complete opposites. The story explores the concept of following your intuition, staying true to yourself, and through those choices, living a fruitful, creative, and a beautiful, happy life. I hope this story will inspire you, and over to the reader.
Beyond the mountains, beyond the forests, along a valley lined with blue rivers, walked two souls, each carried on its own path. The first, beautiful and pure, in harmony with the force of life, imbued with the wisdom of intuition, inner truth, and a creative power that shaped a beautiful world. A world brightened by each of her gentle gestures. The second soul was lost and weakened, burdened by lies and the illusions of life, far from its own center and intuition, thus also distanced from its source of power. Every act of everyday creativity was an immense struggle and a great difficulty. One day, the first soul ran into a river as azure as the sky, and the nearby meadow flowers greeted her with grateful smiles. The river surged with doubled strength, flowing through mountains and valleys, creating new worlds whilst nurturing them with its power. The second soul, too, ran into the river, now murky, and all the creatures around began to wither. As the river carried her breath with the breeze across the surrounding valleys, the leaves of trees lost their life, and the meadow flowers pleaded for the wind to turn away. The azure river, flowing with the first soul, created new, vibrant valleys, nurtured creative powers, and bestowed kindness upon the people it met. The murky, sorrowful river dried up gradually. No new springs wished to feed it, and people kept their distance, for the wind it stirred was exhausting, barren, and far removed from the creative essence of life.
So, what is this story really about? The first soul is pure and beautiful, in harmony with life and filled with the wisdom of intuition, inner truth, and creativity. Everything it touches becomes brighter and more beautiful. It shows that when we live true to ourselves and we follow our intuition, we gain strength and creativity. This harmony doesn't just help us, it also shapes the world around us in a positive way. It touches and transforms everything nearby, making life brighter and more alive. The second soul, however, takes a different path. It lives far from its truth, caught up in illusions, the lies we tell ourselves. These illusions don't fool others, they mostly deceive us. Living like this makes life heavier and harder, because we're cut off from our natural strengths, the ones we have when we follow our intuition and stay true to ourselves. For this soul, every day feels like a struggle. This story introduces the idea of two rivers. The first soul enters clear blue river. Flowers bloom on its banks, and the river flows with energy through mountains and valleys, creating a nurturing life. This shows how living in harmony with ourselves can bring positivity not just to us but to everything around us. People and the world respond to this harmony and are naturally drawn to it. The second soul, however, enters a murky, dirty river. The water becomes even darker and everything around it starts to wither. The tree loses their leaves and the flowers seem to beg for the wind to blow the murk away. This represents how living out of sync with ourselves doesn't just affect us, it can also cause the world around us to lose its light and vibrancy. Life in this state feels heavy and lacks creativity and joy. Maybe it's worth asking ourselves, what kind of life am I creating? Is my river clear and vibrant or murky and stagnant? Life isn't perfect, and that's okay, we're all human, but I hope this story encourages you a little bit, or even just a little, to listen to your intuition and follow your truth. When we do that, the world around us becomes brighter, more beautiful, and full of creativity. Thank you for listening.